What's up YouTube, Adam here, and in this video we're going to be doing a video and audio quality shootout between these two incredible smartphones. First up we have the front facing camera on the Samsung Galaxy S5. It looks extremely wide angle and it seems to have got the white balance particularly good as well. I'm very interested in what you guys think of the audio comparison between both of these phones as well. At the moment we're recording on the Galaxy S5, so let me know how you find this front facing camera and also the audio quality of the microphones as well. Now let's switch over to the Xperia Z2, and straight away you can see that the angle of the lens is nowhere near as wide as it was on the Galaxy S5, and on the screen this may well come out differently when we render it, but on the screen it looks a slightly lower quality to that on the Galaxy S5. There's a little bit of graininess going on even though I'm in a fairly well lit environment, and also the white balance looks to be fairly off as well. But please do let me know what you think of the audio quality between this one, the Sony Xperia Z2, and then if we switch back to what looks a better image quality in terms of front facing camera on the Galaxy S5. But like I say, it's not all about video, so please do let me know what you think of the audio quality. Now back on the Xperia Z2, I'm going to now take off the camera off the mount. I'll give you an idea of what this exact setup looks like here so you can see it's nice and fair. And then I'm going to take these cameras into the rear facing camera mode and we'll see how we get on with that. I'll do all of the footage on the rear facing camera at a full 4K to start with, and then I'll drop it down to 1080p because the Galaxy S5 doesn't seem to have image stabilization in 4K. So just to make it a fairer test, I'll indicate on the screen exactly what resolution we're running at, but everything will have to be upscaled to 4K to keep it a consistent resolution. So I'm going to take these cameras now off of this mount, pick it up by handheld so we can check out the image stabilization as well and give you a feel for these rear facing cameras. And here we go, we are now looking through the rear facing camera on both of these smartphones, and they are both recording in 4K. Like I said, there is no image stabilization in 4K on the Galaxy S5, but we do have the Steadicam over on the Sony Xperia Z2, even in 4K. Now I think what that means in practice is that it does seem to crop in the image that little bit further to be able to do that image stabilization, and you can see that the Galaxy S5 is a fair bit wider angle than the Xperia Z2, and yet again the Samsung Galaxy S5 seems to have got the white balance much more accurate, although again, like I say, this may come out differently when you look at it on the computer itself, but on the screens for me the Galaxy S5 is looking a little bit more accurate. Now we've got this on a tripod at the moment, so things should be fairly steady, but I'm going to just pan around the room just ever so slightly. Reasonably good lighting conditions in here as well, and also please do let me know how you're finding the audio quality as I switch between both of these different smartphones. I will leave an indication on the screen itself so you can see exactly what phone we're listening to the audio from at any one time. Now as we pan around the room, this should be both nice and smooth because we do have it on the tripod, and let me know exactly what you think of the video quality difference between both of these smartphones. Now in here is a very well lit situation at the moment. We've got some huge fluorescent lights on in the roof and also around the room as well, so we should be getting very good detail from both of these cameras on the back of both of these incredible smartphones. Now what I'm going to do is take this outside and see how it fares, not only in terms of the outdoor lighting, but also in terms of when we actually click it back down to 1080p. And here we are now outside. It's a very sunny day, so we should have pretty much the perfect lighting scenario. Now one thing I will notice straight away, and this is really nothing to do with this particular test, but I've got light shining on both of these screens and I can see the Galaxy S5 screen a lot clearer than I can on the Xperia Z2, which I'm actually struggling to see in this bright direct sunlight. Now as we pan around again, we are still on the tripod, so things should be fairly smooth. What I'm going to do now is take this off the tripod and do a bit of hand holding and see how we get on with both the image stabilization and also with the focus as well. Now I'm hand holding this now, so please do let me know how the image stabilization is between both of these different smartphones. And now let's just go in and see how the autofocus is if we just come in a little bit closer onto both of these. Now I'm not touching to focus, I'm not doing anything at the moment, but just to make sure we are focused, I will just touch to focus now. And the Sony doesn't seem to support touch to focus in 4K mode for some peculiar reason. Anyway, as we come back out, let's let that just focus again. Touch to focus over on the Galaxy S5, nothing on the Sony. One thing I will say is that although you can't touch to focus on the Sony in this 4K mode, it does seem to focus in very, very nicely and quickly indeed without touching it. Whereas even though the Galaxy S5 is in autofocus mode, you do have to actually touch it to get it to properly lock on and focus. Let's just see how it deals with the change in colour and light. And there we go. That should give you a reasonable idea of the 4K video quality. Now I'm just going to switch back to 1080p and see how we get on with that. And here we go, we are now in 1080p, and I've also put the image stabilization back on the Galaxy S5 because it does support it in the 1080p mode. Another thing to worth noting down is that the Xperia Z2 just threw up some warning that it was overheating. So that particular thing, that rumour that is going around at the moment, is true. When recording in 4K, after literally just a few minutes, it does shut down and turn the camera off because of overheating. Now let's just go in here. This time we can touch to focus on the Sony, and there we go, we're just focusing there on the Galaxy S5 as well. The Sony doing a very, very good job of automatically focusing without having to touch the screen at all. And there we go. Focused on the Xperia, have to touch to focus on the Galaxy S5. Now I'm just going to walk around a bit so you can get a feel for the image stabilization on both of these. Please do let me know in the comments exactly what you think of both of these cameras. Anyway guys, that is it from me. Thank you very much for watching. Please do hit that like button, and I will see you all in the next video. See ya. This video was sponsored by Your Company Mobiles, providing SMEs throughout the UK with mobile, landline and converged solutions. Visit www.yourcompanymobiles.com or call 0800 038 5363.